6 o'clock. I'd like to call the September 22nd, 2025 City of Geneva Council meeting to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Barbeau,
Here.
Rosebrew,
Here.
Bear,
Here.
Griffiths,
Here.
Travis,
Here.
Baker,
Here.
Schenk.
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer by Pastor Elijah Fowler from New Life Assembly of God. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear gracious Father, we thank you for today. Lord, we thank you for the character of who you are, the love of who you are, and the love that you show people. I pray today, Lord, that you help us to love one another and to love our fellow man. Thank you for all you do. Keep the city safe. Keep our police officers and first responders safe. And Lord, we pray for the Grape Jamboree coming up this weekend, that it will be a good weekend, good weather, and that there won't be any injuries or anything wrong. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay. First item is the approval of minutes from September 8th. Are there any concerns or issues with the minutes? Okay, if not, can I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Rosebrew,
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Griffiths,
Yes.
Travis, Baker,
Yes.
Schenk,
Yes.
Barbeau.
Yes. Today, we do not have the levy committee presenting, but we do have our finance department. Tracy Welch, who is our finance director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome, everyone, and thank you to council members for asking me to present this evening. But first, I want to start with the Ohio Auditor of State's Office has completed its 2024 audit of the City of Geneva, for which we did receive an unmodified opinion. An unmodified opinion means that the city's financial statements are fair and appropriately represented in all material respects to the financial position of the City of Geneva. The 2024 audited financial statements have been uploaded for public viewing on the city's website if anybody wants to do some light reading after this. As for 2025, besides the day-to-day functions my staff and I perform in regards to overseeing, maintaining, and performing the necessary financial processes of the city, I've been busy working on implementation of newly acquired software modules that will assist me with the budgeting, as well as complying with new GASB requirements when I'm tracking the city's subscriptions, leases, and debt. When the state, the GASB is, governmental accepted standard. Okay, so when they put out new requirements, sometimes what we currently do doesn't meet what we need for reporting in the future. So these modules are going to help me to prepare them in order to give to our GAAP conversion people, and they convert that into our financial statements. Just to give you a little background on that. The city manager and I have been working on contract negotiations as well for the 4 city unions. Of those 4, we have settled 2, and the police and dispatch is still ongoing, and we're hoping to have those contracts settled soon. As of today, without going into explicit detail, and with us being almost 75% into this fiscal year, I wanted to provide you with the following percentages for our major funds of where we stand. So our general fund, which, as you know, now includes our income tax collections and expenses. We've collected 82% of what was budgeted, so we're doing better than originally budgeted. Our streets fund has collected 40% of what's been budgeted. Police levies, they've collected 95% of what's budgeted. The police levy is strictly from the property taxes. The only thing that's outstanding right now is the mobile homes section of the property taxes that we receive. So, so most likely that's, they're almost 100% at this point. Wastewater, they've collected 38% of what was budgeted, but I wanted to let you know that the reason that that percentage is low is because we have we actually have 3 large grant reimbursements from the Ohio Department of Development that we're waiting to get back from in regards to West Main. So that will bump that way back up. It's, give and take. We expend it, then we reimburse, it comes back in. So, and then water has collected 55% of what was budgeted. As far as expenses, general fund, 62% of what's been budgeted. Streets has expended 50% of what's been budgeted. Police levies, 63%. Wastewater, 44%. And water, 51%. So we're still doing really well, because typically at this time, we'd be about 67% to 75% on both sides. So in some aspects we're higher, in some we're lower, so we're doing good. And then lastly, the city manager and I have started the 2026 budget process and discussions with our department heads. The draft of the 2026 estimated operating budget is currently scheduled to be presented and reviewed by the Finance Committee on Thursday, October 23rd at 8:30 a.m. So this will allow for the normal 3 readings, with the first being on October 27th, the second November 10th, and the third November 24th. This will give us our necessary 30 days needed for the budget to take effect on January 1. So if we hold to those dates and nothing catastrophic happens, we'll be good to give you your 3 full readings without having to do it in an emergency. Does anyone have any questions? I know I went pretty fast, but.
2 things, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Please.
2 things real quick. On the new software, is that going to help us with the budget coming up?
Yes.
Okay. And I can't find it in here right now, but when was our budget meeting? I had it written in here.
Oh, October 23rd is the Finance Committee meeting.
Okay, yeah, all right.
At
Thank you. I
8:30
couldn't,
Yeah,
I was
with
looking
the
for a
first
Thursday and I
vote,
just couldn't find it.
The first reading that next Monday.
Thank you.
It'll be the second Monday of October.
Okay.
Any other
Mr.
questions?
President,
Yes, please.
under that schedule, it would allow for the full 3 readings.
Right.
Yeah, October and then the following 2 meetings in November.
Okay. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to our citizens portion. Before we proceed, I'd like to remind everybody that council is here to listen to your concerns and issues, but not necessarily to respond to them at this time. If you would like to address council, please stand, state your name and address.
Oliver Zurich. 7 address,
Yes, please.
6345 Thompson Road. So I have an issue here. I'm not here for Dana herself. We're here so for the zoning. I've been waiting for 3 months to get a $25 permit, which I thought was fairly simple. Today I'm going over a month of hearing nothing from our zoning person here. Basically, she told me I was non-conforming. I said, okay, read me the code book, what, you're talking about. She did not. I told her, well, I have call 74.07, read it off to her. It's been a month, it's been crickets, nothing. Now she's has a medical emergency. I'm here to, ask what happened. So yes, this property that I'm working on, at the same time we'll pull the permit through Ashtabula County. And since I don't have anything for her, I can't even, get a meter in there. So I'm running a generator 8 hours a day. It's costing me money to do this. This is on Grant Street. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
South Eagle, corner of South Eagle and Liberty. 382.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other citizens who would like to address council?
Chris Laidlaw, 202 East Tibbet Street. Thanks for bringing up zoning. I'll cover that first. There's been a contractor working at, I think it's 184 East Tibbet Street, which is right next door to mine. I've called several times over the course since late June. I don't know who the contractor was. I don't know if they're licensed and bonded in the city. They replaced the sewer lateral. When they backfilled it, it was leaking. I called Noel. I called the streets department. They've been out there to look at it. There was a permit pulled for it. They told them to dig it back up. They did. Still leaked. They backfilled it again. We went without a sidewalk all summer long. They just repoured the sidewalk using Sackcrete. They raked it in and sprayed it with a hose. They did not use formwork. The streets department came out and looked at it, told them you can't do that, but nobody made them pull it out. It's a big pond right now. If anybody's interested in looking at it.
What was your address, sir?
I'm at 202, and I believe the house next to me is 184.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody else got anything else besides what we're here for the obvious?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Lorraine Denville, I live on 134 South Eagle Street. I have been trying to, I went to the police station 3 months ago, told them about the roosters, and I know people might think it's real petty about the roosters, but the gentleman beside me had 7. And the other one beside me, I don't know how many he has. You can't see. He's got it butted up against my neighbor's fence. She's got to drape a tarp over her fence to keep the poop and the feathers from going into her pool. And they start at like 5:15 in the morning, and they don't stop until night. It is all day, every day. And I don't mean to be a Karen, but it makes, unless you live it, it is
I can imagine.
extremely loud.
Right.
And it took 2 months for the neighbor beside me on the right side to get rid of his. And he placed them outside of my bedroom window for 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
Enough is enough. And then the other gentleman on Bennett Court, not only did he not get rid of his roosters, he got more. I couldn't even do anything in my backyard. No family over to grill because it is loud. And it's all day. And I just want to know what can be done. And I know that you're allowed to have a clutch of chickens, 6. Well, the one neighbor beside me has way more than that. And I don't know if you're aware of the fact that if you have a clutch of chickens, hens, one will turn into a rooster. That's just the way nature is. And I don't know why any farmyard animals are allowed within the city limits, because this is going to continue to happen. Thank you, Reed, because I didn't want people to think I was being petty, but it ruined my summer.
Yeah.
And I just, I don't know what can happen. It's been 3 months. They're still there. So, what do I do? Noel has been out there 3 times. And he got more.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lorraine, I didn't catch your last name.
Dingle.
Dingle?
Yeah. Dingle.
So, Lorraine, I know you indicated that Noel's been out there 3 times. Do you know how long it's been since the last time, and what she was working on? Was she communicating directly with the owner of the roosters?
She gave him a notice. I know
Okay.
she went there. I
As-
mean, I've gone to Noel several times. I try not to bother her. I
No, I
let the
understand.
process,
Look,
but dang.
As, again, as the first speaker, as Oliver indicated, and I spoke with Oliver last week, and we have talked about the fact that our zoning inspector is in the middle of
I
a
know.
medical emergency.
I know.
What we're trying to do is get caught up. We were hoping that she was going to be in this morning for a short period of time, but that just wasn't able to happen. So we are actively trying to get our arms around all the open cases right now, because if she's not going to be able to be back in time, or at any time soon, we've got to continue to pursue these issues. So I want to make sure I have your address as well. Obviously, I understand what the situation is. Again, I've talked with Oliver, and I know this gentleman right here. I don't know where that situation stands, but just as a general statement with respect to zoning, I appreciate the fact that you're bringing it to our attention, because when you have such a small staff as we do, when something like this happens, we end up behind the 8 ball, and we're trying like heck to get caught up with these. So I agree with you. It's not funny, and you don't need to be living under those conditions. I know I certainly wouldn't want to. And all the other issues with respect to zoning, again, we're trying to get caught up with everything that's out there so that we can get these pushed forward. That's literally where we are.
Mr. Market, I can handle those problems
Okay.
with, in lieu of Noel being out. I'll take
Okay.
care of it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pascal.
Thank you.
And again, I would advise, if there's anybody else and I'm sorry,
Please,
Mr. President,
Mr.
I'm sorry, I was just going to add, with respect to these citizens and their concerns over zoning, I would ask that if any other concerns that you might have, if you could reach out to my office, we'll do everything we can to look into this and get these issues moved forward. So I apologize for the delay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other citizens?
David Perdue, 156 Orchard Street. I would start by saying I sat in one of those chairs a few years ago myself for 4 years, so I've been on city council. And I might say I'm a damn proud MAGA person, just up front. I might add by saying that, there's a lot of friends that are Democrats, and I've never said anything. Jeff Griffiths is a good friend of mine. I've contributed. John Barbeau, I've never said anything negative about the other side. I don't think that's the way we should deal with people. When you have a policy different, and we're going to differ, that's America. That's democracy. We should talk and air our grievances and do it in a respectful manner.
That's right.
But I am not going to stand here and be a citizen of this city and hear Dana Schenk call me an uneducated MF. I beg to deal with you. I got more education probably than you have a clue at. As a Juris Doctorate and an attorney for 43 years, you don't have a prayer education of what I have, but that's irrelevant. We should treat people the same, whether they're uneducated or educated. And I'm not white trash either. I'll put my house up and the way it looks and how I take care of it against yours any day of the week. Any day of the week. And for you to get on the internet and use the words MFer, there's young kids in this town, and we're all voters. You're supposed to represent everybody in the city, whether they're Democrats, Republicans, Independents, or whatever. I hate to tell you, but years ago, the building that's right next door to us wouldn't be here today if I and Mike Shupka hadn't demonstrated and led a march with 300 people to save that building that they were going to tear down, the city hall that the kids are still playing today. So I'll put my community activities up against yours any day of the week. Any day of the week. And I think, in all honesty, you ought to step down.
That's right.
Because you cannot represent MAGA people or any of these supposed MFers that you call them. You need to resign, and you need to resign tonight.
Yes.
And I hope the citizens of this town have enough sense, common sense, not to re-elect you, that seeing as you're on the ballot. You need to resign. It's not in your interest to sit there. If you can't be fair and impartial to every citizen, no matter what their party is, even if they don't even vote, that's your job. And like I said, you need to step down and you need to apologize and apologize swiftly.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Mr. President, so what people are seeing out there, they're screenshots. Was in a conversation with a friend, and someone popped into that conversation and said, all Democrats are old and they're gonna die soon. And it was, such a striking comment. And then I said, there was why are you saying that? And then they said, and also all Democrats are either gay, transgender, or lesbian. And so I said back the two statements. And then underneath that, I said, do you see how ridiculous that sounds to generalize a whole party? So I understand the frustration, the anger. I get it. I have friends, families, colleagues who are Republicans. Hardcore MAGA, as you said. I am not denigrating anybody for that.
Save your excuses, Dana.
Well, that's, so yes. I'm just letting you guys know, it's not an excuse, it's what is reality. So
I have
you're
one
supposed to
of your.
This was on my, this was a person.
Excuse me, hey, listen.
Stop.
Right now, Mr.
Republicans can do is round up brown people and rape. That's what you said.
Because he was making those statements, those generalized statements, and I was saying, do you see how ridiculous that sounds?
Yes. All right, hey, excuse me. We cannot conduct it like this. All right, thank you. All right, and this, I'm not, whatever's happening, whatever nationally, in this chambers we are going to speak respectful to each other. If you'd like to make a comment, please raise your hand, or not raise your hand, you can stand, and we'll go about this the way we normally do, please, all right? But the insults, things like that, but, we just don't do that in this chambers, okay? Yes?
And I apologize for popping up. I have to scoot, so cats to save, things to do. So I am here. My name is Margie Netzel, 4319 North Ridge Road East. That's the township.
I'm sorry, Margie, what was your address?
I'm sorry, what?
What was your address?
4319 North Ridge Road East.
Thank you.
All right, so I am here because I want to talk a little bit about kindness. So I spent many years raising money for door barricades, and in part of that for our school district. Took a while, and in the middle of that, we needed to raise grant money. And grant money, the way to do that was to have a separate component of our organization, and so we called it Kindness Awareness. And I spent 3 years going from school building to school building, helping kids paint kindness rocks and plant kindness gardens. And I think I did a pretty good job. And now I get to talk to their parents about kindness, and that's kind of sad. So I want to start off just by saying to you, sir, so my husband won't speak to you. I speak to you because I'm a kind person. My husband will not speak to you because of how you've treated him. He tried to get you off of council several times, and so did a bunch of other people. So this whole I'm just a good guy, we all know the difference. We're all.
I'm not going to stand here and take.
Yes, you are. So, I also.
Ms. Netzel, we're not going to direct things towards the audience.
All right.
It's not going. If you have a comment for council, we'll listen to that.
So where I'm going to
For
take
council,
this is
that's
we do
fine.
have an issue with kindness, and I feel like I'm in a unique place because it was just a few days ago that I was actually the indirect recipient of some of this hate online.
You started
I posted a.
You started it.
I posted.
Stalker.
We're not going to do this. You cannot.
Let her speak.
I posted a comment. I posted something on my personal Facebook
She
page.
addressing council? Or is she addressing us?
I posted something on my personal page.
You work for me.
But then you all might need to follow the rules.
Right.
You work for us.
So, excellent news, council. You also work for me.
Correct.
So we're gonna focus here for a minute, okay? So what happened was I had I had put up something, actually a cousin of mine sent me a lovely little video. I thought it was very relevant to the time, and I posted something about it on my page. Didn't mention any names of anyone local, nothing at all. And then I found myself, actually, someone posted screenshots of my post, which was hugely unnecessary. It's public, you can go and see it now. I don't have anything to hide. And it was stunning. It was stunning the things that people had to say about me. It was stunning the things that people who don't know me have to say about me. They don't know anything.
Ms. Netz, is there a point for counsel?
There is, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
We need
I
to
know,
keep
I'm
these
sorry.
brief. I
I'm
want to hear
sorry.
everybody.
So the issue that I believe here is it's a kindness issue. This isn't a Dana Schenk issue, and it isn't a Charlie Kirk issue. And my concern is that we are now in a place, as a city, as a community, that I adore this community. I really do. I've worked hard in this community. I've given a lot to this community, as has Dana, who has done absolutely amazing things for our community. But to put this little thumbtack and to say that this is everything that Dana stands for, this is everything that I stand for. But really my biggest concern is safety. I have a friend that I had to call and say, do you need my cameras out of my backyard? Do you need my cameras? Are you safe? Do you feel safe? And then all of a sudden, I didn't feel safe. So we're getting to a place where things are spilling over from keyboard warrior into IRL. In real life.
Does my Trump doll look like it's filleting itself, Margie?
I think that's a
Okay,
issue for the
okay,
police,
listen,
not
you need to wrap it
I'm
up.
done. Yes, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry. So I
That's
just,
okay.
my concern is safety now, and I think that this has gone beyond what is necessary. I think that it's awesome to see all these people here, but I would encourage council to try to get to a place where people are not actively trying to hurt each other online or in person, or the line that crosses.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very
so
much. Okay.
Stop
Okay.
line, 107 Cromwell Drive. I wasn't gonna stand here because I see there's a lot of people here for one reason.
What's his name?
Everyone is,
Scott
everyone that is sitting here tonight represent the city of Geneva and everybody out there. Okay? Putting things on social media, Dana, that is not only discriminating against us, it's also racist. I don't care where you put it, you posted it.
And she feels it,
Quote, and I'm gonna quote it
no matter
again,
where she puts it.
says that we are uneducated white trash, and I want an explanation for this one. Democrats can do more than one thing at a time, you know. The only things Republicans can do is round up brown people and rape them. I've never raped a person in my life. I've never even fought a brown person. So I don't know what's coming off the data. Don't say you didn't post it. It made it to Facebook. Whatever you say, you are a public official. 24 hours, 7 days a week. You are held at a higher standard in this city. If you want to push stuff like that on Facebook, step down.
Yes.
That's right.
Step down.
Yes.
We are your employer. We employ each and every one of you. Okay? I expect nothing but professionalism. And that is not professionalism.
Sarah Platt, 3956 Ravinewood Drive. Not here tonight for any kind of political debate. It's more so integrity, morality. I have seen, just like everyone else here, the disgusting, disturbing comments that this woman, and I say that lightly, has posted on social media. And I have talked to some of you here on City Council that have said your hands are tied as far as getting rid of her. I guess what I want to know is whose hands are untied, because with every rule, with every single rule, and oh, we can't get rid of her because this, that, and that, there are exceptions to every single thing in this world. There are exceptions. This is an exception. It should be an exception. It is so not okay for anybody on council to even think that it's still okay for her to be sitting in that chair as we speak right now. You know, Dana, I'm not even friends with you on Facebook, don't want to be, but all the things that have been circulating and the flowers that you so proudly posted, again, your delusional friends, and even with their profanity, fuck you assholes, like your friend sent you flowers and said, fuck those assholes, talking about all of us being upset at what you say. That's not okay.
Wait, the friend that just walked down.
That's probably the one that sent it.
off.
Yeah, oh yeah, she whispered to me on the way out, fuck you.
Wow.
That's kind.
Okay, listen, all right, that's,
How kind, right?
we are not gonna, listen, Sarah, she's not, right, that's fine, but Sarah, you have the floor right now, and nobody else does, so
Yes,
let's
sir.
keep it,
And
thank you.
And I'm almost done.
Thank
So
you, okay.
the flowers that she received out of sympathy, the blink cameras that she has received out of sympathy, what her friend should have sent her was a moral compass. Yeah. That's what they should have sent you. That's what they should have sent you.
Okay.
I am literally enraged. This is a complete monstrosity that she's even here tonight, because as soon as everyone up here has caught word of the nasty things that she has said, it should have been a done deal right then and there.
Right. Acceptable.
Why is she even here? I don't know what we have to do. I mean, I'm a mother of 3 young kids that are about to go to Geneva Middle School, where she takes part in some, I don't know, she does something there. I don't even want my kids breathing the same air as her, because she spews negativity and hate, and this room wouldn't even be so packed right now. You guys wouldn't have these issues on your hands right now if it wasn't for her and her ignorant mouth.
Okay, thank you. 1 and then 2, yes. Go ahead, sir.
Chris Laidlaw, 202 East Tibbetts Street. Councilwoman Schneck must resign. She brings discredit to this council and everyone on it. If she refuses to resign, this council should vote for her immediate removal. She has brought shame to this council and the city of Geneva. Because of her actions, at no point should my elected officials be calling any of her constituents white trash. I'm embarrassed by her actions, and you should be too. Moving forward, how can her constituents trust her decisions, or trust that she would properly represent all constituents regardless of their political affiliations? Furthermore, I'd like to ask you, you guys work for us. It's not the other way around. Correct. So I'll leave you with that.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to say a few things. Susan Hagan, 463 West Liberty Street. In 2019, I sat on that podium. And after one of the mass shootings, I put on my Facebook page, if it was up to me, there would be no guns. Now, you're going to be surprised about what I'm about to say. I was attacked brutally on Facebook. They held a protest against me. I went down to that protest. And here's what I'm going to tell you. That was the scariest day of my life. They were there with guns, surrounded me. We did have some conversations. What I wanted to say tonight, I stood there as all of you stand there, and you took an oath to uphold the Constitution. And the very First Amendment is the freedom of speech. If we start going down this horrible rabbit hole, as much and as scared as I was in 2019, I support the right for you to stand up and say you disagree with me. But you have to turn around and hold that same thing. Now, respect. Now, I didn't get respect either. There was no respect.
I got videos to prove otherwise.
At that meeting, there was respect. At Facebook, there was. Do we have to hold ourselves to a standard? Yes. But we also do get to have some sense of freedom. Do we have to watch what we say? Yes.
And what did you say that day?
Yeah.
Right? We sat there, we had a good conversation, I thought, correct? Are you gonna turn, did I show up? Did we talk? I don't wanna get into that.
Am I on council? Address the council.
All I'm saying is, the bottom line is, we better start upholding freedom of speech in the United States, which makes us all great Americans, or we are gonna fall.
And there are consequences.
And now, we're not having a discussion. That's not how this works. Thank you, Mr. Laidlaw, thank you. I know we are all passionate about this, but we are not going to address each other. We're addressing council right now, and that's it. If you have any comments, you're welcome to share them the proper way, okay? Yes?
Michael Handley, 193 Woodlawn. I want to address Councilwoman Shank. As many other people have said, your comments on Facebook as an elected official are gross. They're negligible. They cause harm. You cannot represent the people sitting here with your bias, right? And the First Amendment protects us from you, and not the other way around. The First Amendment protects the citizens from government interference with free speech. You are government, correct? Correct. You are the government.
I'm a council person for the city of Geneva.
So the second that you take the oath to sit on council, you agreed to abide by the code of ethics, you agreed to be impartial, you agreed to represent all of Geneva. If you want your First Amendment rights as a citizen, you need to step down.
Well said.
Well said. The only thing that you had to do was say nothing.
Yeah, well
You would've been
said.
fine.
Well said.
Yes, sir?
Arthur Gallion, 6051 Bear Road, Geneva, Ohio.
Can you stand up, please, sir?
Sure.
Thank you.
You know, I think we all know what she said, so I'm not going to get into no long diatribe of her comments. I think, you know, the one thing I'd like to know is how many people have to file a complaint before you guys do actually review to remove her from the board. We could probably take a count of hands right here, get that going. Secondly, totally uncalled for, should never happen. And to kind of parrot on what he said, the First Amendment protects you from prosecution from your government. It doesn't protect you from any consequences of your speech. So if you want to say expect the consequences, you know? You want to be a clown, expect a circus. Dana, you got it. I will comment to the one like semi-peaceful thing. You insulted our vice president for avoiding a conflict with protesters and you called him a chicken, right? He's a chicken for avoiding conflict. So as a representative of our community, would you rather us head face first into conflict with people we disagree with? Or should we show some candor and kind of bypass that and let stupid people be stupid people? I mean, like, how do you feel about that?
Mr. President, can I say something very quickly?
Yes, please.
No, I agree, we should have
His
that.
last name.
I'm grateful for everyone to come here tonight. Unfortunately, whatever I say, you know, I understand the anger and the frustration, but whatever I say is not going to change anyone's mind here. These are not things that I believe in. Nobody knows me. There are people who do know me, and they do know that everything that is being screen grabbed out there is a complete misrepresentation.
So is our vice president a chicken?
Running from protesters? I'm here to
Okay, all right,
I'm here
listen,
face-to-face with
listen.
you guys. That's all I'm saying. I'm here to talk to you guys.
Yeah, we're not going to discuss individual, like, but Arthur, I'm sorry, we didn't get your last name.
Gallion.
Thank you.
Can I ask a point of order, please?
1 second, please.
Thank you.
All right, yes.
As council president, what is the process? What do we need to do to start a recall? Do you have the information to get Mrs. Shank recalled if the council doesn't have the wherewithal to do it? What is the process for a recall? Mr. Pascal maybe can answer that.
That would be, I believe it's online, or, you know, that resource is available to you online.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Any other citizens who would like to speak? Okay, seeing none. I'm sorry.
Caitlin King.
I just wanted to introduce myself as the 2026 News Grade Bad First Attendant, and I was just wondering. encourage community service and encourage community togetherness.
I can speak to you at school about that.
All right.
Yeah, and congratulations. I've had Caitlin in 2 classes. And Caitlin, congratulations. You're a great representative for our city. Congratulations. Yes.
I'd just say, we're embarking on our comprehensive plan for the community, and that there'll be opportunities for citizens to give their voice in terms of what you want this place to look like in 10, 20, 30, 50 years. And so that's a great place
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
young people to voice their opinion immediately, and then I'm sure there's a ton of other
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah. I mean, even our school organizations have a lot of things you can do. So, yes, thank you. Yes, sir.
I just would like to know tonight, how are we gonna solve this situation? Are we just gonna blow it over into the wind? Or are we gonna seriously take everybody out there seriously? This is not something just to sit by.
What is his name?
Yeah. Okay.
Scott.
Okay.
59 West Main Street. I do know that this went to Mike DeWine's office about Dana. So, and I thought I heard the FBI, just because of the tone, just the things that she said, and especially at this time. And I want to know, are you going to step down addressing him?
You don't have to answer. Okay. Are there any?
I'm sorry, I
I'm
didn't
waiting
catch
for
your
the
name. I'm sorry.
Carla, with a K, Andrews.
Thank you, Carla.
Well, Ms. Andrews, like I stated at the beginning, we're here to listen, but we don't necessarily have to respond at this time.
So how do we find out? I mean, I would like Dana to stand up and say, I'm stepping down. I don't want to cause problems for everybody. Why wouldn't you do that?
Okay.
Well, she can't answer.
Well, she doesn't have to right now.
I
Yes.
just got one more thing. I'm sorry. After the No Kings protest, Ms. Shank lied to one of you council members about me. Said that I accosted an elderly woman. What's your proof for that? What did I do?
Okay.
I drove around in a truck.
I did not say that. I don't know.
I'm
where
not
you heard
done, hold
that.
on. I drove around in a truck with a flag, with a Trump flag. I played YMCA and I danced. I danced, okay? But every one of you that walked through that town flipped me the bird,
Oh, I did
called me a
not.
fascist, came right up to my window, stopped me at Park Street. And then I find out that you, after one of these meetings, and you're lucky it wasn't in the minutes. You're damn lucky it wasn't in the minutes.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I would like to address as a citizen.
That is, okay.
It's Bill Baker, 440 Blaine Street. And as a citizen, and I'm saying this as a citizen, but I feel it's my position also because we've been a little quiet. But to be silent is to be complicit. And I wanted to make sure that I said, at least, so that you know, I'm not. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. That was Martin Luther King Jr. And John Stuart Mill, who delivered a 1876 inaugural address at the University of St. Andrews, stated, "Let not anyone pacify his conscience by the delusion that he can do no harm if he takes no part and forms no opinion. Bad men need nothing more to compass their ends than that good men should look on and do nothing." These words are meant to say, at least for me, when I was silent listening to you, it was not that I was agreeing with it. I was being silent as a council member listening to your conversation, listening to your grievances. As a citizen, I am also upset by it. I don't know if Ms. Shank read the entire 545 words that were put out in that discourse, or just the 22 words that were taken out of context, and it wasn't even the whole sentence. It was just 22 words taken out of context. I don't know if it was a "this is funny, live by the sword, die by the sword" type of statement.
Call me back, Bill, when I called you.
I know, and I didn't want to because right now it's kind of toxic.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
I did hear the, it's a private Facebook page, but I disagree because when you take an oath of office, you are no longer a private citizen. You are a public official. And I did take offense to the fact that you did insult a majority of the citizens. 53.3% of Precinct 1 and 60.33% of Precinct 2. You insulted them. And you will notice on my Facebook page that I never, ever have anything about being on the City of Geneva Council, because it's not my primary thing. I'm not my being is not, I'm a city council person. My being is other things. Anybody that reads my posts, I'll stand by any of my posts. There were a couple other quotes that would have been vastly more appropriate for that time. One is, what we have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option. And no matter how horrible another person's speech may be, and this is for you all, I'm not going to be long. No matter how horrible another person's speech may be, their ideas must be defeated by better ideas, not by resorting to violence. I'm not going to read the whole thing that Charlie Kirk wrote, but I know people have asked you to step down, and I'm sure you're going to say no. But if you're upset about people wanting you to lose your job over what you said, imagine losing your life over words.
Mr. Weber?
Yes, please.
Just one quick thing. We all have different points of view and opinions. Some may say Mr. Baker's extreme anti-vaccine posts on Facebook pose a risk to our children. Some may say not. But if I have a different point of view and I think that could lead to, someone catching whooping cough and my child being at risk, that doesn't mean he has to be off council. We work together, we have dialogue, we agree to disagree on things. So his posts in that vein to someone on a side might seem extreme, might seem as a health hazard, might seem as a risk to public well-being. I'm allowed to speak. I'm allowed to speak.
That's weird.
I'm just saying, you can look, you can, so I'm not saying anything is right or wrong that people say Facebook is a cesspool and a dumpster fire on top of a cesspool and a dumpster fire. But
Okay, all right.
my only point was, he's got a right to be on here. We fiercely disagree on some things, we agree on a lot of things. Different opinions.
Okay,
We agree more
listen.
than we don't. And I did just one more thing.
White trash,
Mr. President.
uneducated rapists.
Just one more thing.
You
Mr.
serious?
President. And this is to
All right, listen. Stop, please. Stop.
Yeah, I'd like to finish a sentence.
You may,
Thank
yes.
you.
And
What
then.
people did not share when someone screenshot that off my page. The rest of the conversation, where I said I was praying, this is before we knew we just knew there was a shooting.
Praying we didn't rape him.
I'm gonna finish talking.
Yep.
I prayed for him. I prayed for him and his wife and his children. It's on there. You
All right,
can see
okay.
it. And then also, I sat in my bedroom and sobbed when I saw. I'm gonna see the video. Me sharing that quote was to say we don't have to live this way. None of us have to live this way, which is violence and all the insanity that goes on. And we all have more that we agree upon than what we disagree upon. And I think in our country, we need to come back to that. I really do.
Okay.
And I know you're still going to say you don't believe me and all that. But I'm just asking you, as, you know, we all just really start to listen to each other instead of face-to-face talk.
Oh, we're listening.
Okay, all right, thank you very much, thank you, thank you. Are there any other citizens who would like to address council? Yes.
Michael Hanley, 193 Woodlawn. Just wanted to add one other point. You're sitting up here saying that people are including the entire context of what you were saying. Isn't that the same thing that you did? You took one sentence or a couple of sentences out of a 4-minute conversation.
Yeah.
You neglected to include any of the context, even in your follow-up posts, at all.
I didn't have follow-up posts, but.
Oh, yes.
Quite a bit of replies. Quite a bit of replies. We've all seen the screenshots, all of us.
Okay.
You want the context thing to be applied to you, but you won't apply it there. I think that's insane.
No, I agree that I use that
Mr. Barlow?
partial.
I want to talk about something different.
Well-
Zoning, if I may.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, no, you could have anyhow, but yes, go ahead.
Thank you. 156 Orchard, David Perdue. I have a neighbor, I've lived there for 35 years, actually 38 years, so been well established. I have a neighbor that runs a kind of a construction business. I think it's a lathe type thing, and he has a huge trailer, Mr. Baker lives by me, he's familiar with this situation. I've complained he parks it in the middle of the street, and it's right up against my driveway. I cannot see to get out of my driveway. And it's gonna cause me to have an accident sometime because I can't see traffic coming from Eastwood down to Orchard. I cannot possibly see. I don't understand why he's allowed to park, and then he puts his truck, his pickup truck in front of it, so it takes up the whole space. And I can't see, and I've complained to Mr. Baker. He knows it's a problem. He knows it's an issue. Why can't the council or somebody do something about that? That should not be allowed to be there. It's gonna cause an accident. Maybe some child would be walking there and we don't see it or something backing up, and we would hit that child, God forbid. I don't know why we allow those things to happen like that. There was a truck for 3 weeks, there was a truck down in Eastwood, a Rocky River truck that parked right by Garfield, and you couldn't get around it either, and he stayed right there. He never moved the truck. I think there's an ordinance about a business out of your house. And I think this person is obviously running the business basically out of their house. And I would wish that somebody would do something. Like I said, I've complained, I've called the city manager, I've called zoning, I've talked to Noel, I've done everything I can, but, you know, and I don't like to be a bad neighbor. Neighbors, like Mark Twain said, best neighbors are the highest fences, whatever. But I don't like to complain, but on the other hand, I don't want to cause an accident or hurt somebody else or my own family. And I wish the council would do something or put the zoning person on it and make him move that truck. And then he brings a big wagon on top of it. There's times that he brings a 12-foot wagon and puts it out there.
Okay. I believe, Mr. Perdue, that, and Mr. Pascal, I believe in our ordinances, there is something about vehicles like that being parked, so maybe we can.
It only says 3 to 5, you can't park.
Okay, so we can have it, maybe Chief, can we check that out?
All weekend.
Right.
All weekend, and he'll move the truck and he'll put it on blocks, the trailer.
Mr. Baker knows the situation.
It's more actually than that, and I know I've talked to you at least once
Yes,
or
sir.
twice about it, that he's actually in the intersection.
Yes.
He's parked in the intersection because if the intersection is from the center of the T, he's maybe not even from me to Mr. Pascalone away from the center of the intersection. I have a camper that coming around, there are times that I'm going, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it around to get around that?
Mr. Baker, if I may, Mr.
Yes,
President, you'll give me that information in lieu of
Sure.
Noel being out. I'll certainly see what can be done or needs to be done. I don't know the situation.
I'll even give you a couple pictures.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
We'll take.
Thank you, Mr. Perdue.
We'll take care of it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barbour.
Thank you.
Mr. Baker, Mr. Pascal.
Okay, I had another question.
Okay.
The Pairings building, what
Yes.
is going on with that?
Did you get her? I know she already spoke.
Yeah.
It's,
Please.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Mr. President, Yeah, it's not owned by the city. It's owned privately. And I thought at one point it was being used by the contractors as an office, but I don't think that there's much activity going on over there right now at all.
How can I find out?
It's listed for sale. Yeah.
Please. I promise you, you are next, okay? I promise you.
Do we have a deadline on this being completed?
You know what? That's going to be.
Because right now traffic is left, right, left, right, left. Somebody's going to have a head up.
There will be an update in the city manager's report on that, so that's coming up next. Next. Thank you. Yes, please.
Liz Johnson, and I live at 448 Lawn Street. And I
you get
know
that?
that there's a water line replacement project scheduled for my street. Do we have any update on when that might start, so we know?
Yeah, Mr. President. With respect to that was pushed back so that it wouldn't interfere with, obviously, the disrupted traffic with the West Main project. So we're looking at getting that started early next year.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your patience. Okay.
I'd like to say on that note that Fabrizi's doing a great job, and I know the people that live on the street are yelling at them and swearing and calling them names, and they have to keep stopping. I don't know if there's anything that can be done about that, but I watch the big road closed sign, and the cars will drive right up to it. The road's all gone, and they're like beeping the horn,
Right.
you know, I'm like, through. So,
Thank you.
it's not Fabrizi's fault, just so everybody
No,
knows.
agreed. I'll make a quick comment on that when I get to my report.
Yep. All right. Good.
I just wanted to piggyback on what she said. I was a construction laborer, union laborer for 20 years. And I've stayed away from West Main, but I've seen the comments, and it seems that a lot of people maybe they don't know exactly what the project entailed. You know, they compare it to Madison. Well, Madison didn't do what that did. I started that project with ASW Pipeline, moving the gas lines. It's one hell of a dangerous project. I guess my question is, does the city of Geneva, do you guys have a third-party representative working there as an inspector that can both communicate with the construction company, with the city, and with the community? A lot of municipalities I worked in would post a weekly update on their Facebook page, and it wasn't anybody from the city. It's a third-party inspection company, basically.
So we do post updates. Have you seen those?
I have.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like they're just.
Well, if I
Please,
could,
yes,
Mr.
please,
President,
Mr.
and it's a great question, Ms. Leyva. So, as Mr. Barville pointed out, we try to put up update. Prior to us putting these weekly updates, there was a lot of misinformation being put out there, and that was on us, because we need to do a better job of putting accurate, up-to-date information. Once we started that put to rest a lot of that false information. We do work with a firm called Manick Smith, who is our construction management team. They're doing, their work is worth its weight in gold. I'm probably interacting with them on a daily basis.
Okay.
And have been so for the past 17 months. And I'll make a quick statement on that once we get into my report. But you're absolutely right. That was an absolute must, because this is a huge undertaking as to what we're doing, and it's not even close to what was done in Madison.
No.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
And there was a reason why this project took so long to get off the ground. Yeah, a lot of reasons.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that brings us to our city manager's report. Mr. Varquette, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. And I'm just going to, for the past 17 months, and I think council can attest to this, I usually start off with West Main Street. And tonight I'm starting off with the No PWC project. So I'm going to add just a simple update with respect to where we're at. And based on those conversations with Manick, on the timing of the project, I indicated last council meeting that we're getting close. This project, keep in mind, has replaced all the critical infrastructure under West Main Street. We were dealing with a horribly unstable subsurface There were voids under the road. It was just a terrible, it was a nightmare situation with the sandy soil. So we're replacing all the sanitary lines, we're replacing the storm lines. There's 80 plus laterals that need to be tied in. We're widening the road down around UH. And we're removing all the trolley rails are still there, which is a nightmare. If you've ever dealt with that, that's a nightmare to deal with. And there's a reason why those hadn't been ripped out all these years, because it added a significant aspect to this project. So securing and solidifying the subsurface in itself is a huge necessary thing to happen in this project. All the infrastructure that's been updated, this dated infrastructure should have been, I shouldn't say should have, very, very possibly could have been replaced 20 years ago. So it took a long time for us to get to this point. When we put this out, it took us a long time to finally get this project out because the cost of this project rose exponentially. When I first came on board here in the city of Geneva, which is about 5 years ago, the project was estimated around $3.9 million, and that was for the entire project. So you might be hearing now that we're talking phase 1 and phase 2. Because again, the cost of this project rose over that period of time exponentially for a lot of different reasons. We ran into supply chain issues, and all at the time that we were getting close to get this project finally out for bid. It seemed like it was probably at the worst possible time to get that done, but it needed to get, obviously we had to push this project, get it done. So when I got here, the project was estimated around 3.9. It's now well over 10 million. And again, that's 75% of the full project. We still have another 25% to go, which basically runs from Circle K east to the intersection at 534. And just a few weeks back, we secured $2 million for that. But that phase isn't going, it's right now on a federal fiscal year of 2029, which would mean that is a construction year of 2028. We're still a few years off from that. But we also need we need to come up with additional grant money for phase 2 to get that finished. But that $2 million was a huge thing for us. So again, it's a huge undertaking. It was always estimated at an 18-month project. Again, we hear things that, this project's been going on for 3-4 years. This is crazy. No, it started April of 2024. And we're getting to the point now, we're within a month. And I say that fingers crossed because we've been running into utility issues, which is kind of slowing things down. But through our construction management team, we're hammering not only the utilities to step up and do what they need to do so that we can keep this moving, but working with Fabrizi, who you're right, really, all things considered, has done a phenomenal job under the very difficult circumstances. They're putting up with a lot. What we also get is because we are in that 17th month, everybody's patience are running very thin. It is, and I don't exaggerate when I say that, it's a daily issue that we deal with. But we're going to get it done, and we're very, very close. We got to continue to work through these unforeseen issues, but we're working through that. We're dealing with that on a weekly basis, and also in some cases we need to get legal involved, and those are conversations I have with Mr. Pascalone. But we're very, very close at this point. So 2 weeks ago at our last meeting, I indicated that we're close to getting the storm line done. We're very close at that. And again, that sanitary line was 17, 18 feet deep in sandy soil. I know as a contractor, I know you understand how difficult and challenging that is. But we're so close right now. So again, I know we've often asked people to please try to avoid that if at all possible. I know our contractors are helping residents and those individuals trying to go to and from businesses in the area. They're trying to help guide them through. But again, we're close. So fingers crossed, we're hoping that by this time, towards the latter part of October, we'll have this all wrapped up. And I can promise you, once it's done, it's going to be awesome. So, again, please hang in there with us, because we're very, very close.
It's not due till November.
Yeah, again, so that's kind of what we're looking at timing-wise. So I hope that, kind of helps put that in perspective. Just a couple other updates that I have tonight, and it's just following up on some of the other projects. We have an OPWC Round 40 application out. That was for the State Route 84 water line replacement project. This is actually a project that is a continuation of another project along 84. It's going to run from 534 to the 300 block of 84. And again, that's a complete water line replacement. I'm pleased to report to council tonight that following the September 10th District 7 executive meeting, that we were notified that our application was being recommended for funding, which is a huge thing. So we've benefited greatly from the OPWC funding for the last 30 years. What this means for us, this is a PY, a project year 2026 project that has a total estimated cost of just over $500,000. The construction cost estimate is just over $420,000, meaning that of OPWC funding, we're seeking $304,000 of OPC funding, which will also involve $203,000 of committed local revenue. So we're leveraging these OPWC dollars to help us improve our water line. So when the city, how many years back, Mr. Pasqualone, did the city, or Mr. Rosebrew, buy the water distribution?
Oh my gosh.
It was early 2000s, wasn't
Yes.
it? So
Before I moved here.
the city knew that when we bought that water distribution system, the lines were aged. So we've been doing what we had to do to get those lines updated. And that's just, it's a continuous cycle. And we've been fortunate to be able to leverage OPWC funding to be able to do that. A couple other things. The County City Water Tower project, that's this is a water tower that's going to be built out there around, in the area around Spire. This is a city-county partnership. This is a project that has been on the table since before I got here, over 5 years ago. And it's a necessary project for the water system. And we're sharing in this with the county. That is currently out for bid. Bids are due on October 3rd of 2025. And the opinion of probable construction cost on that has gone up since the last estimate. It went out at $3.9 million. The city's on the hook for 35% of that under the new arrangement that we negotiated with the county. It went from 50 down to 35. So the difference from the 3.5 that I reported on last month to the 3.9 is a difference for us of approximately $140,000, which would move our portion from about 520 to about 570,000. And again, that would be put on an amortization over 30 years. Now, that's if it went at that amount. These are still pre-bid numbers, so again, that could go up, that could go down. But what the county is also trying to do, they also reallocated funding towards this project, which means it will lower our obligation on this. But from what I understand, talking to the director, there's still additional funding that could go on this project that would reduce that even more. So even though technically it went up about, this estimate is up about $400,000, there's still more money of grant money that could reduce that cost. So it's out for bid. We'll have more on that coming up. Just a couple other things. The Appalachian Community Grant, the Streetscape Phase 1. We have Phase 1 of the Streetscape project is broken down into two parts. And we brought on a company out of Cleveland, Perk Company Incorporated, to do this work. They were the low bid. That was awarded recently. We have a construction management, or a pre-con meeting scheduled tomorrow. They're anxious to get started, and knowing they do because there's a deadline on this project of November 14th. So they got to get moving. What this entails is, first phase, it's going to include upgrades over at Rotary Pavilion and a lot of upgrades to the parking area behind the community center. It's going to be really, really nice. There's other aspects of that project that include a lot of tree planting. That's going to be in the second half, which is not going to have to be done until next spring. I think there's a deadline of May 22nd of 2026. But what that phase includes, not phase, but that part of phase 1 includes is where's it at? A pocket park. Remember the old blue house over on the Warner property? There's going to be a nice pocket park that's going to be created over there. South Broadway streetscape and all the plantings and seedings, that's all going to occur. There's a lot of trees that are going to be planted in this phase of the streetscape. Phase 2 of the streetscape project is going to involve the complete reconstruction of Depot Street and the Depot parking area. And again, if you look at the renderings, it's a gorgeous design, and it's going to be a major improvement. But before that could even happen, we have infrastructure issues. We have to improve the stormwater infrastructure over along Depot to address the flooding problem in that area. That's all scheduled for early 2026. And so this is all part of the Appalachian Community Grant. The infrastructure improvements are federal funds through the CDBG program. I'm sorry, just a couple other quick updates. I know that I say quick and they're not so quick, but another aspect of the Appalachian Community Grant is the storefront improvement, which is the facade program. This is, all kidding aside, this has kind of been a nightmare in dealing with the red tape. We've been working with Eastgate and the state entity that they report to on working on a procurement issue, a procurement problem. We laid out a procurement program, which they came back a year later and said, citing the Ohio Revised Code, that you can't do it that way. In other words, they're saying that the property owners can't have any aspect or any part of participating in the procurement process. So we're actively and daily working on trying to resolve this so that we can get the new procurement process in place and we can get this moving. And we can, so as soon as we have that, we're going to reach out to all the applicants and let them know, look, there's been changes, this is what we have to do. All in all, we've got that portion of the project is about $540,000 that's going to be invested in storefronts in Geneva, and we're going to make sure every dollar of that is invested in those storefronts. So I hope to have more on that as soon as possible as we get that worked out with Eastgate.
Mr. Arquette?
Yes.
May I ask a question, please?
Sure.
So I was asked the question about the facade program. Each store still maintains control over what their store looks like. It's not going to be a complete resurfacing or restructuring of the entire building.
Okay. So that's a great question. So what's going on in that project is when we came up with the idea a year and a half ago, when we knew these funds were available, we put the streetscape out there as an option to try to get some of this money to be invested in storefronts, to try to upgrade the facades of buildings in the Central Business District. And the property owners were the ones that determined what type of project they were going after. And there's a variety of types. Some are replacing windows, some are painting, some are doing some basic work. But it's all upgrading, to make their properties, appearance look better. But they controlled what those projects were.
Okay, thank you. That's what I told them.
Yeah. And we put it out there that for a $30,000 project, as long as they put 20% in, they would get the difference, which is $24,000 to go into their property. Two final things. The comprehensive plan, I know Mr. Griffiths alluded to it earlier. We have an awesome advisory committee of about 17, 18 people right now. Our second meeting of that committee is meeting tomorrow night. And our planners have tasked them with drafting preliminary goals that, like 5 ideas of goals. What would you like to see in the community? Where would you want to see us focus our efforts? And what would you like to see happen, through investment in the community? So it's open to all sorts of aspects, whether it's housing stock, businesses, it could be infrastructure. And I'm going to mention another application that we just submitted recently that has to do with pathways, trying to give more recreation opportunities. But anything that you can think of, we're asking people, this is what the board members are tasked with, or the advisory board members are tasked with, to come up with those ideas. And to Mr. Griffith's idea, to the students, You know, that would be phenomenal if you guys could draft some goals of things that you would like to see, whether it's tied to schools, churches, community, parks, whatever. It's an open canvas. You know, and again, those are the things that we're going to be discussing in these advisory meetings. So again, very excited about that project.
Mr. President?
Yes, please.
I know it just references that they'll be at the Jamboree collecting feedback. What's the location they're going to be at, or when? Or?
Mr. President, I don't know. And what Mr. Griffiths is referring to is our planners are going to have a booth at the Grape Jamboree, and they're seeking input from anybody. You know, so if you have an opportunity, if you think about it, if you're interested, stop by the booth. I don't know where it's going to be located. I didn't see the layout. But if you have a chance and some time, provide your input, because I know they'll love to hear you. They'll also be at the Ghoul Fest next month, again, seeking input.
Perhaps after the meeting tomorrow, we can ask them, and then we'll give that information out to everybody.
You bet. The final thing I have as far as an update is several months back, I want to say about 6 months ago, I reported on an application that we were preparing to submit, and it was through the United States Department of Transportation Rural and Tribal, or RTA, application process. And this is an opportunity that would be 100% funded opportunity it does not require any local match. It's a grant that we're seeking titled City of Geneva Multi-Use Path. Now, some of you might recall, you know, a few years back when the city and the townships were engaged in a process called, or a project called the 534 Corridor Plan, when they were trying to look at tying pathways in connecting our communities. That's what this is all about. It's an opportunity, it's a grant. We're seeking about $265,000, no match. This is all about the design of a plan to try to improve our pathways and all transportation modal opportunities. Again, it's design, it includes engineering, and that would also is something that we can tie into the comprehensive plan, because it also would work in with the SS4A, the Safe Streets for All, which is another multimodal plan with that we're collaborating with our township partners of Harpersfield and Geneva Township. So we have these other plans that are all going to be tied into this comp plan. So again, that is a plan that hasn't been updated since 2008. This is going to be dynamic when we're done with it. But again, it can't be done without public input. So we'd love to hear what you have to say about that. So fingers crossed, you know, we don't know, I mean, I'm not sure what the timing is in learning of our application, but I'll keep council and the public apprised of that. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Okay, we do have one item for consideration of council tonight, and this is resolution number 3643. A resolution authorizing the city manager to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or Local Transportation Improvement Program, and to execute contracts as required and declaring an emergency. This is only a first reading tonight, so we will not be taking action on this. Okay, that brings us to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business for council? Seeing none? All right, new business. Any new business for council?
Just an update or announcement, I know it was emailed to everybody, but a reminder that Department of Planning and Development, Asheville County is hosting their Household Hazardous Waste Day at ATEX Saturday. Enjoy the Ram drink, bring your purple cow and dispose of your waste. Saturday, September 27th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So, and they have the specifics about what you can or cannot bring, but they're going to let people know that hazardous waste collection day is Saturday.
Do they need to bring any proof of residency for that? Or?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. President?
Yes,
in the past, I have participated in it. They've never asked for any, but it's always good to have, you know, a license or something that shows.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other new business? Okay, payment of bills. Any questions or concerns about the bills?
Just a comment.
Yes, please.
I love the format.
Okay. That brings us to our second citizens portion. If there are any citizens wishing to address council, please stand, state your name and address. Yep. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
Mine is for zoning.
Okay. Name and address, please.
Susan Lewis, 37 Lockwood Street.
Thank you.
I had issues last year with her well. She is a 40-hour week zoning inspector for us, but you're not able to contact her 40 hours a week. She's in 3 other townships also. So that could be a lot of the reason why people aren't getting their permits and everything that they need timely. She's not really good at returning calls, as you can tell from a few people in here and a couple that I've met recently. I understand, yes, she is out for a week so far, but that doesn't go for the last 3 months for these people. She did answer her phone on Thursday at approximately 3:45 for Leroy Township, because she resides in Leroy Township, and she has to be there from 3:30 to 5:30. And she's also Plymouth Township, Townsend, and I know you guys all know that. So my question is, for the taxpayers of Geneva, where is our 40 hours a week where we can contact our zoning inspector? No, we can't come in here on a Saturday, Sunday, if that's what you're giving her for extra time. Mr. Barquette had told me last year about this. So are you guys actually thinking about maybe getting somebody who is just dedicated to the city of Geneva and not all the other townships included? Because to me, she is pretty spread out. I've gotten to talk to her on a nice note, thanks to New Life Assembly, Pastor David, keeping my cool with her. But is that an option where you just find a zoning inspector who will give us 40 hours a week? And the people who really want to build a place, like Oliver here, I mean, he's talking the corner of West Liberty and Eagle Street. That's been an eyesore for buku years. And he's really wanting to work on it, and it's gonna cost him a fortune. Winter's coming up, he still needs to get windows in it, needs to get a roof in it. County has been there to see him, but they can't put that sticker on the meter because it's being held up. And I think it'd be a fabulous, keeping it as a duplex, which it has been since I've lived in Geneva since '76. And she's trying to say that it shouldn't be a duplex, it should be a one residential house. Well, no, it should be a duplex because we need the homes in Geneva. And they're gonna be big units, they're not small units, they're not a 1-bedroom little thing. It's a nice unit, and he's got a lot of great plans on it. We need a zoning inspector that is 40 hours a week. Then we can contact her, leave a voicemail, and she returns it. Because if she's also writing her citations for all these other townships, she has to go to court for all these other townships. And that's during the week. That's during the day. So she is not here all week long.
So I'm one of those lucky ones that also lives in Thompson. So this is the same lady, when I called, let's see, I did my addition about 1.5 years ago. I called probably at least 12 times, I left voicemails, I did it again. Nobody there. Oh, she's part-time, okay, I get that. That's fine. At some point you get a call back when you leave a voicemail. Still nothing. I actually had to talk to the trustee. He's like, I know her direct number and this and that. I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna make sure that she gets a hold of you. And this is 1.5 years ago. I mean, it's happening now in this town. I mean, she has 4 different municipalities. This is way too much work for somebody. I mean, I can tell right here, you know. I emailed her, past a month, nothing, you know. Then you call her, you leave voicemails, and you just keep trying to, you know, give me an answer at some point. You know, nothing, just deaf ears. I feel it's really unfair. I have another duplex here. I do, you know, pay taxes. You know, I contribute to, you know, Geneva's economy, and then I fall on deaf ears. I really don't think it's fair, and it's not really only that. This house has been there, everybody, basically, it's right at the stop sign.
I mean, it's instant, you know, people are breaking their necks like, oh, what are they doing here? You know, everybody's gotta stop and this and that. And I'm sure most of you, know what this place looks like. I mean, you only know from the outside. The inside was a whole another story. We'll get into that. I don't think we have enough time here for that. But basically, by not being able to do anything, trying to pull the permits, they need zoning. I really can't do anything. I pull the permit for electrical, so I'm not trying to start whipping stuff up without any permits. But the electrical inspector was there for me to put the meter in, had his green sticker out. And then he said, did you talk to zoning? And I'm like, I've been in conversation with her for 2 months. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna need you to, keep on doing that. And then we're here again. This has been a month and a half ago, 6 weeks, 1 month of completely zero, zero from her. I did talk to Mr. Burkett. This was like a week and a half ago, I believe. I complained about this because it's just been way too long. Gave her plenty of chances, emails, phone calls, nowhere to be found. And so Mr. Burkett called me. This was last Thursday, I believe, Wednesday. He told me about her. I believe it was Wednesday. Yes. So he calls me Wednesday, like, okay, well, I'm not sure what's going on yet. I'm gonna get a hold of her. We're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna give you a phone call ASAP. Well, okay, great. I'd wait another day. The next, he told me about her medical emergency, la-da-da. So I just decided to call Leroy Township. Boom, she answers the phone. Now you tell me that I was not completely ignored. I think it's completely uncalled for. So I said, well, it's crazy, I never get you in Geneva, but then when I call Leroy, which I have no association with Leroy, but all of a sudden you answer the phone. So you have time for that. Are you not sitting down, relaxing? You have a broken back, for God's sakes. I've been trying to get a hold of you for 2 months. It's going nowhere. You're telling me one thing, and it's like you want to waste all my time, like, oh, prove me there was a duplex. I have everything. Literally, there was 2 mailboxes, 2 gas meters, 2 electric meters, you name it, I had 2 of everything. And after I did that, she said, well, it's non-conforming. Well, is it non-conforming? Okay. Because you changed something, okay, where's the grandfathered right? She couldn't answer the question. I'll tell you, okay, well, if you're not going to refer to the code for me, then I'm going to read the code off to you. So I read off the code. It's 1274.07. It says duplex structures which lawfully existed within a duplex zoning classification prior to the adoption of the zoning code, and which would become non-conforming uses by reason of its adoption, shall not be considered to be non-conforming. This is exactly the moment where she said, I'll have to call you back later. That was it. So there's my story for our wonderful zoning people here, in case you need something done at a fairly decent pace, I was expecting maybe a week, at the most, it's a $25 permit, hear me out, and tell me if I need to do something else, like if I need to come here, I'm in construction, I have no clue, all of you guys, what you do and who I should call, before I start, it was basically, I was just getting worn out and I had to start asking questions, this guy, that guy, what are your experiences? Now we're sharing, and now it's blown up more, because now there's more people.
Sir, can we have your last name again?
Yes.
We did not get
Juric.
it. Thank you.
J-U-R-I-C.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other citizens wishing to address council? Okay, seeing none. Okay, can I have is there somebody? Oh, I thought you were, I'm sorry, okay. All right, can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Second.
Okay. All right, thank you. You need something signed? High school students?
The high school students, if you need something signed, please come up.
Kalen, congratulations.
Start on this end. Start on that end.
There you go.
That way he can.
I went the wrong way then.
No, if you both start on different ends, it'll go quicker.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, I used to cover these like years ago.
You guys picked the wrong date to show up.
Can you sign in as Mr. President Barbo?
Absolutely.
You already have his autograph. You didn't have it twice.
That's right, Mr. President.
That book is my pride and joy. You don't understand.
I felt bad you had to go after calling that.
Just do it. Get when you get
Keep passing it down.
It was good, we needed that.
Going this way now. Like, we were sitting there. Why'd you switch the orders there?
Sorry.
We were all
No,
going
because
down.
I told him to do it.
Please say no for next time.
Thanks for coming tonight, guys.
I don't know if you're signing or not, but.
Oh, good.